It's okay for me to be a beginner again in small ways, in big ways, in multiple ways, in one way, however it shows up for you. All right. And then we also have the Four of Wands reversed that rounds out the base of our pyramid. And this is the reality check on your milestones. Are you celebrating something just because you're supposed to? So, this card is going to ask you, what do you actually want to be acknowledged for? This is that personal reckoning. And if you're looking at this reading for your customers, they are going to be facing this too. What do they actually want to be acknowledged for? Does that match what you offer them? Is this why they're having a hard time identifying with the unique selling proposition that you have? Because they don't want to be acknowledged for that anymore. They don't actually want that thing anymore. And you're like, oh, it suddenly makes so much sense. The solstice spotlight is going to amplify all of this because it's a honking huge fucking bright light, y'all. And if celebration feels empty this week, when you're like, oh, I feel like I should be celebrating, but I just don't want to, it might be because it was never your finish line to begin with. You're not at any finish line. So together, these three cards are asking you to check your roots. And you know I love doing root checks because it is your systems checks. What are you building towards? And is it still true for you? Just small questions this week. Nothing big. All right, we're going to move up the pyramid into our middle tier, which is our confirmation cards. And we have our two cards. We have the Five of Keys, is what they call it in this deck. It's the swords, Five of Swords, upright. The Page of Cups, they call it the Prince of Elixirs. That is also in the upright position. Once again, we have our middle tier in the upright position, confirming things just like last week, which I think is really interesting energy. The Five of Swords represents power dynamics, miscommunication, and often internal battles. So when you pair that with the Mars-Uranus square, this card could show up in your business as reactive behavior. So you'll notice that this reactive behavior trend seems to follow that Uranus square. So that reactive behavior, it comes either from you or from others. There is a major temptation because this energy is front and center for everybody. And because Uranus is an outer planet, it is a generational planet, which means it's a little bit more collective rather than individual. It means that people are going to be very tempted this week to win, to prove, or to defend themselves. But then you have the question, like, but at what cost? Like, at what cost, does that come? Under the Scorpio moon, this card also speaks to what you're no longer willing to tolerate, especially in collaborations or contracts. And you'll notice, if you haven't noticed the theme, audience shifting is a theme. Who you collaborate with is a theme. That people thing, right here. We talked about the quarterly forecasts for this year. Here it is. This time it was showing up in the second quarter. We are now at the end of the second quarter, and this is where it shows up.